What's going on, guys? It's your boy K-Star here, back at it again with another action figure unboxing review. Today we're doing something old, we're behind again. It's been out a couple of months, but nonetheless here he is. It's the SH Figuarts Frieza, first form, and Frieza with his pod. So that's absolutely awesome right there. So yeah, back to SH Figuarts, back to Dragon Ball. We haven't been there for a while, and it's simply because I haven't had any in. All the characters I like are grabbed, and I didn't feel the need because we've been on to other stuff. But nonetheless, I thought he's an old-time classic, and he looks pretty damn good. So before we get into it, we got our random item of the day, which is a Sharpie for no reason. It's purple, matches Frieza. But yeah, you can get these from any, I guess, arts and crafts store or any supermarket. So yeah, there you go. And can you smash that like button? Hit that notifications bell, all that boring stuff that you do not want to hear from every other YouTuber, but it tells the YouTube algorithm that we're not too shabby, and it really supports us. So thank you very much. And without further ado, we'll get straight into it. So as you can see there, you've got the front of the box looking absolutely awesome. Frieza there in his pod. This figure is in a big box, so it was slightly more pricey, but it comes with his space pod. He looks very, very, very menacing there, doing his sun energy attack. Absolutely awesome. You got some box art there on the side. Again, box art there. SH Figuarts first form Frieza. To make sure it's official, we have the sticker. Absolutely awesome. We've got Bandai Namco, blah blah blah. You can see him in the display there. The whole figure and some of the stuff he comes with. Pretty cool. Side of the box, nothing really interesting. More words. The back, you got some poses that you can put Frieza in. Absolutely awesome there. Again, his menacing laughing look, some words, some terms and conditions, some Japanese shebang, blah, blah, blah. Other side we've already seen. Top, nothing interesting. Bottom, nothing too interesting. So without further ado, we will crack him open, and I'll be back with you in just a second, guys. So here we are, guys. Here's Frieza out the box, and as you can see, he looks extremely menacing. Absolutely awesome. Very good paint and detail, and he looks the spitting image of the character. I will say he seems a bit flimsy and loose. This might just be my copy. Maybe I've had an unlucky copy. He seems a bit wobbly, but other than that, he looks pretty dope, man. If you're a fan of Frieza and Dragon Ball and the character, then you know how menacing this guy is. So we'll start off, as always, with some paint and detail and sculpt. So as you can see, there's not really a blemish on our boy Frieza there. He looks very accurate to how you'll remember him in the early stages of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Z Kai. He's very small, but nonetheless you don't underestimate him, because if you do one thing to annoy him, he will blast you into oblivion, into a million pieces. So we'll start with his head, and as you can see there, the white and grey looking absolutely awesome with the glossy purple on his headpiece there. Absolutely dope indeed. His black horns, nothing really of interest there, simple design. The back of his head again painted really nicely, absolutely awesome. You get some nice shading on his face and definition with the pink lines to make him even more alien. His devilish red eyes, as you can see there, and his black lipstick. I'm guessing his race hasn't got a gender, but I like to think that he's a dude, or everyone does. Maybe he's both, you never know. But he's not afraid of showing his feminine side. He wears black lip gloss, as you can see there, and the pink paint in his ears, so very accurate indeed. His purple skin tone on his face and on his neck, the brownish colour there on his battle armour, again with a contrasted glossy purple. Absolutely awesome. His pink skin, again the grey and the beige on his battle armour there, painted perfectly with his purple skin on his hand, and he also wears black nail varnish to match his lip gloss, so very manly indeed. The back, again, same, so his actual skin colour is a pink, his wrestling pants are black, and his battle armour is the brown and purple and white mixed together, so nothing much there. And the same principle for his legs. So again, armour, greyish white, brown, skin tone pink, lines all painted lovely, not a blemish in sight. And then his feet are a purple colour with black paint for his nails. So that's it really, there's not much you can say. Very nicely painted, very nicely done. I'm sorry I missed his tail again, the pink colour and then the purple at the end, if you can see that there. So not too shabby, can't lie. Very nice indeed. Looks just like the character. He's got his big, massive, overly exaggerated head. Everyone thinks he's weak until he puts a laser Emperor Death Beam through your heart and you're dead. So next, I think I'll do some articulation before we get into accessories, so if you bear with me 1 minute, guys. So for our boy Frieza, he has quite a bit of nice articulation. As I said before, he's a bit wobbly, but nonetheless it's quite good. So you have up, down, all the way around, which I never usually do, but because he's quite wobbly I will do. So you get that at the head, it's on like a little forward ball joint, so you can't argue, you can get all what you need there. You get careful articulation at the shoulders, so they're on a really narrow peg. I don't know if you can see that there, so be careful, because if you break those, your 65 buck figure will be broken and you'll be crying. But this allows us beyond 90 at the arms and at this arm. You get a bicep swivel, as you can see there, and you can also swivel these joints all the way around. There is no butterfly, but nonetheless it's still quite good for a simple figure. You get an elbow joint there, and you get a wrist all the way around, and you can also twist the wrist armour as well. So very good for Lord Frieza. And sorry I forgot, his neck does move slightly, but not very much. But just in case you wanted that extra range, it is there. For his abdomen, you get a twist all the way around. I'll be very careful, because it seems like it goes, but this is the only tight part of my figure, and I don't want to make it loose. You can bend forward more, I'm not willing to go any further, and you can bend back. So when you have your figure, maybe you'll extend the joints more, but we don't do it on the K-Star channel. You also have a waist swivel, which is nice, so upper abdomen and bottom abdomen. And for the legs, you get about 45 degrees, so not much at the legs. You do get a thigh swivel though, and you do get a knee bend, so that's not too bad. So you can swivel the thighs and knees whatever you want. And you also get foot rotation, and that can bend all the way down if you want it to, and all the way back up to a flat, and you can do a 360 at the foot. So quite good. Again, be careful, because this guy is a bit loose, and as you can see, he seems to wobble all the way around, and you don't want to break him. Might just be mine, but you never know. Always good to have a heads up. And then finally, you get tail articulation here, because his tail comes as a separate piece. So you can swivel that all the way around if you really want to, and up and down, to get it into the position that you want. So not bad for our boy Frieza, not bad, or should I say Lord Frieza, seeing as he'd obliterate me for calling him anything else. The only thing I will say as well is he does find it hard to stand up, so be very careful when standing him up, because he's very bottom heavy because of this tail accessory. So you bend the tail down and you kind of use it as a stand. So there you go. So you can have him like that. And next we best get into some accessories, because this review is dragging on a lot. So again guys, give me 1 second please. So in terms of accessories for our boy, he's quite good. You get a lot of faces, so you get another head in case for some reason you somehow break that or something. And I think you just disconnect the piece like that. So you get his face that he comes with there. You get a nice screaming angry Lord Frieza face. You get an angry, disobedient, grit teeth face, as you can see there. I haven't put it in properly, but there you go. You get an angry, maniacal, or that's not a word, a menacing face, what he uses when he destroys Planet Vegeta with his sun attack. And he does that laughing fireworks face, so you get that. That's quite a cool face, I like that very much. And if that's not all, you get another menacing Lord Frieza smiley face. So they surely didn't skimp out on the faces. So you get 2 smiley faces and 3 menacing, so that's 5 in total. That's quite a lot for a Dragon Ball figure. You usually don't get that many, so that's quite good. You do get a Namekian Dragon Ball, which is really nicely done. That's so cool. Looks like it's fresh out the anime. And it's also translucent. So a nice Namekian Dragon Ball. As you know, Frieza was collecting them to become immortal in the original show. So that's quite dope. We also get 4 hands, so I'm not going to get them all out because there's literally no point. But you get 2 of these grabbing hands, so you can do like grabbing fighting poses if you really want to. You get a hand to put his energy ball effect on the end of his finger. And you get another pointing finger hand, so you get 6 hands in total, so not many on the hands, not many at all. You do get a scouter, so I think that other head sculpt, now I've thought about it, is actually for his scouter. So you can have, I'm somewhat guessing you kind of position the scouter on the side of his head like this. So let me just try. So if you bear with me a moment, guys. Right, so that's how you do it. You disconnect the ear part there, and then you just put the scouter on, and then you can have a menacing scouter look, which looks absolutely cool. I really enjoy that. So I'll just pop his head off. And obviously always be very careful with these SH Figuarts ball joints, because they will break if you're too over the top. And then we have Lord Frieza with his menacing scouter look, which is absolutely awesome. I like that very much. And finally, probably the best accessory that this guy actually comes with is his hover pod. So we didn't do this on Paint and Detail, but look at how beautiful that is. Absolutely awesome. The shiny metallic gold and the lines painted lovely. Absolutely dope. And the black, not a blemish in sight. And inside the pod, you have a separate torso, which this explains why the figure's so flimsy, because you disconnect the torso and stick Frieza in there, and you can have him being sinister in the space pod, and I think that is so dope. That's like really cool. So just look at that, look how nicely that's painted. So if you give me one last second, guys, I'm going to stick him in this, and we're going to get him posed up, and then we'll do a little comparison with other figures and a summary. So guys, I really do like what they've done here with this figure. So it is a bit flimsy and delicate, but once you've got the pod set up, you disconnect the legs, and you can just position Frieza in the space pod or the hover pod. And just look at that. If I have to say one figure that is accurate on the box art, just look how accurate that is. That is absolutely awesome. So if you're a fan of Lord Frieza and you like the Saiyan saga or the Frieza saga, and you love that iconic moment in Dragon Ball where he destroys Planet Vegeta with his finger by pointing and doing the sun attack, this figure is definitely for you. So rest in peace, Bardock, and you get a nice little stand as well. And I think that is how Frieza is going to be displayed in my collection. Absolutely awesome. Very surprised at this one. So he doesn't come with much in terms of energy effects and things, but that Saiyan pod makes up for it. The only thing I will say is I wish they added an extra torso, so you can have one torso out the pod and the other just standing on normal. But nonetheless, we get a lot with this guy and we can't complain. So the very last thing I will do is a little comparison, because this has almost been going on for over 20 minutes. So again, guys, bear with me one moment and I'll compare him with 2 other figures from the line. So be right back. So here we have Lord Frieza standing next to one of my favourite figures of all time. Super Saiyan SH Figuarts Vegeta when he says, "I am Super Vegeta," and Vegeta doesn't want to stand up, but if you wanted to do a size comparison, there you go. So that's not too shabby there, as you can see. So they scale really well together, as you can see there. Very nice indeed. They both look like they're fresh out of the anime. And this figure is rather rare these days. It's very expensive, but you can find him. So that's a nice comparison, even though, as we know, back in this saga, Frieza kills Vegeta. No spoilers. The show is years and years old. So that's very nice. And the last thing I wanted to compare was something that's pretty awesome and surprised me. So here we have the final form Frieza. So just like Super Saiyans, as we all know, Frieza can transform into his streamlined final form. And this surprised me because if you look, first form Frieza is actually taller than final form Frieza, and I never knew that. I don't know if that's accurate. I do know Frieza's a small guy, but I find that pretty funny that his final form, his streamlined form, is actually shorter than his original small form. So that'll be something to look into, guys. If this guy is actually supposed to be taller in the show, he probably is supposed to be. As you can tell, he just looks stronger in general. But nonetheless, awesome pieces to have. Very nice. And if you're a fan of Frieza in his first form on Planet Namek, then this is definitely worth a pickup for around 65 bucks to 70 bucks in the UK. So yeah, thank you very much for your time, guys, as always. Sorry this one dragged on a bit. Very good. I'm very impressed, to be honest, I can't lie. So we can't argue with it. And yeah, I've not got much else to say for him, really. I'd say I'll give this an 8 out of 10, and that's only because I'm not a major fan of Frieza. I prefer the Saiyans. But in terms of accuracy and sculpt and scale to the other figures in the line and how he looks, I think this is a really good grab. And if you are a fan of Frieza, I would definitely pick him up, to be honest, especially for the fact you get the space pod. So yeah, very awesome, very nice. 8 out of 10, solid. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please smash that like button, notifications bell, all that boring stuff that you don't want to hear. Hopefully I've got something actually new coming in the next couple of weeks, if it finally gets shipped. But we'll see. So hopefully we can get some cool reviews out to you guys in the next 2 weeks or so. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for your time, as always. Thanks for coming down to the videos. Really appreciate it. Always appreciate you taking your time to watch. Drink all your water. And as always, Lord Frieza says, stay safe and keep collecting.